What's up, everybody? Is there anybody even here yet? I kind of look kind of bad. I feel like I wasn't planning on going live. My hair's a mess. Ugh, haven't showered. That was too much information. But no, hey, so listen. I don't know if I'll be talking to myself real quick, but I'm a little bit earlier than I normally am. I was gonna upload it as a regular video, but then I'm like, you know what? This would be a video I kind of want to like discuss a little bit. So I know I uploaded that last Doug Carter interview, but there's another one News Nation did. Dude, they asked some good questions, I think. And he didn't really give us like answers, but he kind of did. Like they asked him about Keegan Kline. They asked him about the extra audio and video of the that Libby had on her phone. Now he didn't answer, but the way he answers. You know what I'm saying? The way he answered does give a little bit of information, I feel like. So we're gonna watch that, and then I found a little clip because I think it was HLN that did a Delphi video. I haven't got to watch it yet, and I'm not gonna stream that or anything because that's copyright city over there. But I did find a little clip that the news station released. I think it's from that where they man, why can't I talk? They interviewed Keegan Klein from jail. And it's just the one part where they asked him a question. So I'm gonna play that too. Have you guys seen that yet? Hey, support with Steffa. Are you new here or you have a different name? I don't recognize your name, but thanks for coming. Yay. I always love new people. Or a lot of people change their name. So were you anybody else before that? Oh my God, that sounds silly. Were you anybody else? I moved my microphone up and now it's like, I know it doesn't look different to you guys, but it was used to go like this and now it's like this. So it seems like it's too much. Okay. One hell of a night. Whoa. I bet. Hazel eyes. Hey, cement shoes. I was just thinking, that's so weird. I swear I was just thinking about you. That always happens when I'm thinking about somebody like that I haven't seen in a couple of lives. I'll just be like, oh, haven't seen them or whatever. And wow. And then they always show up the next live. It's crazy. Hey Laura. Hey Ashley. What is up? And I was thinking about you, Ashley, because I read your comment. So the members, the shout outs, I felt so bad because I was like, man, maybe I wasn't clear on my last video where I did the member shout outs. I only did the 2 tiers and then I was going to do the next tier, which I was working on today, actually, the next tier for my next one. But now I just decided to put all the members in and do the shout outs to everybody. So it's not confusing because I was thinking, man, there was probably a lot of people that think that I forgot them, you know? Actually, hold on one second, okay? All right, sorry. Okay. Anyway, so yeah, that first one, guys, it was just for the 2 tiers. So if you guys looked at it and like, oh wait, I'm a member, you didn't include me because I thought there was like so many names. I was like, I don't want to put them all at the same time, but I think I am going to do them all at the same time. Anyway, hi Alicia. Okay, so I'm gonna play. I have a bunch of clips, but I want to play the 2 main ones. I want to play is his full interview. It's like almost 15 minutes long. News Nation interviews Doug Carter, and then like I said, that clip of Keegan, and then there's other clips that if you guys are still wanting to watch a little bit more after that of the family. You have Abby's mom. They're really quick. Like for the 5-year anniversary, they talk to Abby's mom. They talk to Libby's grandparents, Libby's sister. Um, who else? I think that's it. But okay, so let's watch the Hey Bird Rain. Wait, JP. Who's JP? Remind me. All these initials, sometimes it takes me a minute. JP. Which one's JP, Bird Rain? I don't know. Okay. Wait, I did spend a lot of time to find out if I got booted. Wait, what do you mean got booted? Crocheting? No, you would never got booted. If anything, it would have been an accident. Soulful music. What's up? Wait, Gail, is Gail it back? Hey, Batman. I forgot. But Gail and Diana, I didn't even say hi to you if you're still in here. You were here at the beginning and I was chatting and I'm like, I didn't even get to vocalize saying hi, but now I don't see you guys. Alyssa, Batman. Wait, you have a new picture? Batman, you are way too generous. You're like on every level of the tier. Like you're like a member with every one of your accounts and you have a lot of accounts. Thank you so much. I was looking through that and I'm just like, wow, what? That's awesome. Thank you. Hey Linda, hey Dustin. I don't know. Dustin, Doug Carter sounds really freaking convinced that they are. So that's why that it will get solved. So he's the one that knows what information. Let's watch that. Let's watch this and then we'll chat about some of the stuff he says. And like that. He said, well, that first interview that I uploaded that it was just like a really short one that I did the video on where he said that he thought that they would catch him before his run ends or whatever. And then here he even says that, yeah, he's convinced that they're going to catch him. So, well, here, let me play this one real quick and then we'll chat about show the rest. Because what video are you talking about, Dustin? Hold on, let me get this ready and I'll show you. Because this one's a pretty long interview. I mean, for usually when you have interviews like on news clips, they'll just like do little clips and cut out. So this one's a good one for an interview on a channel like this. Hold on, let me get it. I feel like there's a lot of good information about, like, even by stuff that he wouldn't answer, by the way he answered almost, I feel like. But maybe that's why I wanted to do this live, because maybe I'm reading into it too much. Maybe I'm looking like, I just want to see what you guys think about some of the stuff he says, how he answers. If you guys are kind of getting the same idea as what I'm getting, or if maybe everybody will have different ideas about what he means. Okay. Where did I put it? Oh yeah, I put it right here. Okay. I think it's this one, right? News. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's this one. Yeah, okay. So let's watch this first and then we'll chat. Hey, Time for Truth, Scout in the house, Dustin, Laura, Donna, Soul, Laura, Maddie, Diana. I'm going on down again, Dustin. Wait, I wanted somebody that Carnation, Abigail, Kate for Big Little Voices, Maddie. Okay, I'm going to play this and then we will definitely chat. Here we go.
Thank you for doing this. I appreciate it. I'll just start it on a question. Superintendent, we're on 5 years now. What does this case mean to you?
Oh gosh, it would take me a while to explain it, but I think it's the totality of evil in my career, me personally. But the beauty of it is I get to represent some amazing people that have given their entire life to this. One of the last things I think about every day and one of the first things I think of in the morning.
Wow. What is the focus of your investigation right now, and what is the evidence telling you?
Well, I'm not going to talk about the evidence. I think we've done a fair job of doing that over the course of these last 5 years. There's been a tremendous amount of speculation, Rich, about what we know and what we don't know. I think most people's intentions are good when they've done their own courses of investigations globally. But I'm pretty confident in the place where we are right now. And eventually the world's going to know what we do. I still get between probably 25 and 40 direct tips a week right here, literally from around the world. Germany, Australia, of late, Italy, and then almost every state in the country. And I'll forward that up to our investigators in Carroll County. Tony Liggett from the Cass County, from the Carroll County Sheriff's Office, and Tobe Lenzenby and Jerry Holman and Dave Vito or Jay Harper are troopers that are assigned to this. And it's just amazing to me that they have that same energy and the same gumption today that they did almost 5 years ago. It's an extraordinary thing to watch.
You say eventually the world is going to know. Does that mean you are close, in your opinion?
I think we're closer every day. We're closer every single day. The tips keep coming. And once that comes in, once that completes itself, then we're going to have to assign another 60 or 80 detectives to this and go back through every single lead that we've ever gotten. I'm confident that there'll be a successful conclusion for Abby and Libby, for Mike and Becky and Anna, and for that community. I'm confident that there will.
Do you have a person or persons of interest, or do you have a suspect?
I'm confident that this will come to a conclusion eventually.
In the past, you've said we have likely interviewed the killer. Do you still think that?
I think that we're not going to singularly identify anyone right now, at least publicly. But again, we've done, we would be that I would be including that. I'm not included in that. The detectives that have been assigned this, task forces have been assigned this, have talked to hundreds, if not thousands of people. And again, one day we'll be able to tell you why we did that and who did it.
Early on, you released a sketch of, how do I phrase it? Early on, you released a sketch, and later you released a different sketch.
Right.
Why have the sketches changed so dramatically?
Well, investigations evolve. One of the things that I've said consistently throughout this entire process, Reg, is that, remember, a sketch is not a photograph, but there'll be pieces and parts of that sketch that will make that photograph whole, you see. So if we didn't evolve with information and we didn't evolve with what we know, then shame on us. Unfortunately, we're not in a position where we can tell everybody why we switch gears, why we make a slight turn to the right or a slight turn to the left. And that's where the speculation begins, and that's where the animosity comes and the frustration. And I understand it. I do understand it. Because very selfishly, there's other than the family of Abby and Libby in that community up there, there's nobody that wants to find this monster more than me.
In December, you came out and said, you asked for the public's help and saying, anybody who's communicated with this Anthony Schatz profile on social media,
Right.
please get in contact. Did Abby and Libby communicate with this profile?
I'm not going to talk about that, but I am going to say that we learned a tremendous amount through that particular investigative course.
What can you tell me about this man who has been arrested, the creator of this profile, Kegan Kline?
All I can say about Kegan is that entire issue and the entire release has allowed us to glean significant investigative leads. That's all I can say about him.
I've spoken to some people who were involved in the investigation early on, and they say that there's more. There's more video, there's more sound. Why not release more of that?
It's important that we don't show our hand, quite frankly, and very directly. We're not going to explain what we know about the killer. We're not going to do that. We're not going to explain some of the intricate details of the death of Abby and Libby. Unfortunately, one day we're going to have to, but then that's going to create a whole other issue with family and friends in the community and the like. So from an investigative standpoint, I'm not going to talk any more about it.
The audio that you released, it says guys down the hill. Does guys and down the hill come right next to each other in the original recording?
Again, there's speculation about what that means, what was actually said, who said it, was it connected, was it the same voice? And again, that's an investigative component of this, and I'm not worthy to discuss it.
From what we've seen, there's footage of the girl, of this suspect, of this person of interest from, I believe, Libby's phone. Is there surveillance video of the girls at any time going?
Rich, I'm doing this interview to talk about the effects that this gruesome crime has had on a community, on a state, and on a nation. I'm not going to talk about the evidence. It's not one.
Okay.
Okay. I've got nothing
Okay.
new. I've got nothing new to release.
Okay. I'll switch gears here. I'm sorry. social media has kind of tried to devour this case. They're consumed with it. Has social media affected the investigation, positive or negative in any way?
That's a great question, and I think we have this amazing ability to communicate today, and I don't understand it. I'm not going to pretend to, but what I do know is that we have been able to glean information literally from around the globe. The intelligence that we've received, not only on this case, but on many other criminal cases and criminal matters around the country, has been extraordinary. So I think when people start doing their own investigation and start comparing what they think, that creates problems. We've asked them not to do that. There are a lot of people that look like the sketches that we've released. And then when you blow that out there with a picture of somebody that they think next to a sketch, imagine what it does to that person if they're not involved at all. Right. So we've tried to be very, very careful and very cautious there with how we've done that. But I got to tell you, every time a tip pops up on my screen, I smile because I'm so grateful. Now, the downside of that is we can't respond to every one of them. I get so many of these where people want a direct response and an explanation as to what an explanation from me as to what they're thinking. And for obvious reasons, I just can't do that. But I think it's been an amazing effort in collecting an extraordinary amount of data and intelligence, and then how are we going to collate that? Because I think the vast majority of people are doing what they think is right. I hope that answers the question, because it's a really good point, and it's been something like I've never seen in my entire career.
How can the public continue to help with this case?
Keep doing what they're doing. Keep doing what they're doing. I hope that this has brought a light, maybe even a glimmer of hope, to monitoring what happens out there from a parental perspective, a peer perspective, a relative's perspective, a neighbor's perspective, whatever that might be, because again of the way in which we have the ability to communicate. And finally, what I'll say to that is, law enforcement should never talk about what we think. We should only talk about what we know. And it's easy for someone else, for a person out there trying to do the right thing, to make what they think what they know. You see what I mean? And it's really important. I know you see it all the time. And it's really important, particularly as we face head on a complete planet that's out of balance right now. And the vitriol and the negativity associated with every single thing we do. And it just breaks my heart, whether it's race, whether it's white or black or Asian or whatever. It doesn't make any difference. It seems that if we don't agree, we hate each other, and I don't hate anybody for trying to help us.
How important a piece of this puzzle is that video that Libby pulled out her phone and started recording? I mean, the wherewithal she must have had in that moment to do that.
Yeah, I'm not going to talk about that specifically, but what I will say about it is it adds, again, a little bit of weight to a very complicated murder investigation. So I'd much rather have it than not, I think, is how I'd respond to that.
I'm going to ask it, and if you don't want to go there, I understand. The crime scene, the area where their bodies were found, from what I've been told and from being there, is very hard to reach. And some have speculated that it's only reachable if you cross this creek, or and the speculation is that this is a person that was very familiar with the terrain. Can you speak to that at all?
One thing I'd say is any place in the country that's rural, there's multiple points of access, generally speaking, especially in Indiana that's hilly, but mostly flat. So again, there's a lot of speculation as to why they might have been there, but I'm not going to talk about it right now.
I've seen in press briefings in the past where you've addressed this person or persons directly. Is there anything that you'd like to say to them?
They're watching. They're They're watching. And we'll meet them soon. We'll meet them.
Anything you'd like to talk about, because I'm not asking you about, but about Abby and Libby or their families or anything like that you really want me to get across?
You know, Rich, man, I hope everybody asks me that question, because that's why we do what we do, right? That's why you do what you do. It's why I do what I do. And that's why all of us have a little bit of piece of the puzzle here, or a piece of the pie or whatever. I want to meet with Mike and Becky and Anna and
Hold on, I just paused it. I'm going to try to get the audio back on track because it was a little off track for some reason. It was fine, and then it got off track. It's almost done, but I'm hoping if I pause it, maybe it'll catch up. Okay, let me try.
I want to tell them we did it. That's what I want to tell them. We collectively did it. And, you know, it's the last year of the sheriff's term up there. I'm sure that he wants this resolved by the end of it, because he's lived it for now 5 years too, like everybody else. The community, my gosh, what an extraordinary community. 2 deputies, a jail officer and a merit deputy, were just killed in a car accident, you know, on the 29th of January, just a couple weeks ago. The Flora fire that killed those 4 beautiful young girls in November of 2016. They seem to have a shadow up there, and I don't understand why. But I've seen such enormous outpouring of support, and not just for people dressed funny like me, but for really for everybody up there. They taught us a lot about humility, and they taught us a lot about human interaction, and a lot about caring for one another, and they didn't even know it. They didn't even know it at the time. And then from a very personal perspective, I believe that I'll see their smiling faces once again. One day. One day.
Here we are at 5 years.
Yeah.
How often do you think about this case?
My number one worry throughout the course of the day, because it's such a violent world we live in, is my hope and my prayer for people like Sergeant Jeremy Pierce that get home every day. You know, we've got a lot of work to do in the way in which we treat other people. But I can't. There's not many waking minutes that I'm not thinking about those 2 little girls.
Seems like a great place to end it, unless there's other things you would like to introduce. And if so, I can ask a question to introduce
No,
it.
you know, I please talk about those folks that are up there continuing to do this work.
You mean the sheriff,
the sheriff and Tony and Jerry Holman and Dave Vito and Jay Harper, and we have so many other people from our laboratory personnel that are so committed to this. Intelligence people that deal with it, work on it every single day. The U.S. Marshals, the task forces of federal agencies. It's been an extraordinary thing to see, and it's made us better. Their work collectively has made us better. It's not been perfect. You put 2 people in a room, eventually you're going to argue, right? Eventually.
Right.
So we fuss with each other just like brothers and sisters do. But everybody's intent is the same. Everybody's intent is the same. And their life's focus is Abby and Libby. And then the family, and then the community, and then the county, and then the state, and then the nation, and then the countries from around the world that we've talked with. I guess with such violence and such horror, some good's come out of this.
So, I know he avoided a lot of questions and he didn't say much, but now that I'm actually listening to it again, I'm thinking the original thoughts, I came up with like other reasons he probably did answer that, or other reasons he could have. So maybe I was, the first time the first like couple times I listened to it, maybe I was kind of looking at it wrong. But because I thought at first when they asked about the let me write this down. How did they word it? Basically about the recording that Libby had, right? They asked it that, you know, oh, there's rumors that it's actually a lot longer than what you released. Is that true? And he just said that they don't want to show their hand or whatever. How do you say it? And he said it's important that they don't show their hand. So at first I was thinking like he's saying that it's longer than, yeah, there is a lot more to it probably. But then I'm thinking, you know, he could just be like bluffing. He could be just saying that so the killer thinks, oh shoot, maybe they have more information. So maybe everything he said doesn't really mean anything. Now that I'm watching it again, I'm like, man, it might just all be like to mess with the person's head. But originally I thought he was basically almost confirming that there was more. What do you guys think about how he answered that? Nothing to it, or do you think maybe he was kind of saying that there was more more of the video or audio? Because let me see if I started this about the HLN. Somebody said that. Who said that on the HLN? I didn't get to watch that show. Oh, I didn't star yours. Shoot. Who said that they said that it was only 43 seconds long, that they actually said it on that new HLN show? Who actually said it on the show, though? Like, who confirmed that or who said it? You guys know what I'm talking about? I can't find the comment. Somebody commented that. So I'd like to know that, because I thought originally when I watched this that he was saying there was more to it. Yeah, right there. There is only 43 seconds of the video that Liberty had. Who said that, Dustin? Because we've been hearing there's more, and even when they asked him, he said, well, like I said, now I'm thinking he could just be messing with him, but he didn't deny that there was more at least. So I don't know. It sounds like there was more. I think there was more too. And like I said, originally I thought that's what he was saying, but he could just have been messing with us. But who said that, Dustin, on the HLN? Was the law enforcement say that? Was it Libby's sister? I mean, who said about the video? Let me turn this fan off. Hold on. Okay. I think there's more too, because, and then the other thing where they ask him about, that reporter asked some good questions, but I wish Doug would have answered it. All the questions we had about Keegan, I mean, of course, he probably would have got more in depth if he would have answered the first question, or, he had to stop. But where he said about the guys down the hill, were those really together? I mean, did you guys basically, there's been a rumor that they just cut that, and that's not actually the way it was. They just put those two pieces together, and that's not the order that they went in, whether there was something in between, or it was two different people, or they were mixed up, or whatever, but they just put those together, and that wasn't actually the way the video was if you would just play it. Well, how did he answer that? Hold on, did I write that down? I think that's when he said, well, we're not, one of the times he said we're not. Oh, he said, he kind of went on to say how people maybe speculate, and I forget exactly how he answered that, but he didn't deny it. I know that. So I think something was cut out in the middle between guys down the hill. I think it could be, sorry, I check. You guys, I look so bad. I'm sorry. My hair's all greasy and sorry, man, my lip shop. So yeah, I know. Don't mind me. I was just gonna do audio, then I'm like, you know what? Oh well, I didn't get a shower yet, so I'm looking all gross. But so yeah, I think he didn't deny that, and I think, oh yeah, that's what I was saying. I think in between is maybe a gun cock. I don't know. There's a rumor that it was a gun cock or something, but there's something that doesn't sound right. It doesn't sound natural when you listen to that. There's something that's been, I feel like it's been cut a little bit. So I think there's definitely more. I do. And he didn't deny any of that. But like I said, I don't know if he's just trying to mess with it, because that would be, I mean, you wouldn't want to tell, let's say you only do have 43 seconds, but you want that person to know you have more. I mean, you want them to think that you have a lot of information on them, get them scared, make them think that you have a lot more than you do. You know what I'm saying? Wouldn't you want to kind of bluff and make it seem like that? I feel like, so that's why I'm not sure if that's what he's doing. Okay. And then, let me see. I started a couple comments I wanted to. Oh yeah, Robert. I was thinking the same thing. When he was talking about tips from other countries and stuff, and how it's a good thing. It's how could that help? Like that doesn't make like I could see if maybe somebody's like analyzing some of the stuff and like giving their like opinions or finding stuff within the stuff they already have, but like tips that's new, I don't know. That I thought the same thing. Like, it's kind of weird, but oh well. And yeah, SD said basically the same thing. You got to wonder why tips are coming in from Germany and Italy. Also, why would they need 60 to 80 new detectives to follow up on tips if they already know who the killer is? Good point. Yeah. Um, and then I wanted to ask you, Brandy, what do you mean? I think we are looking right at BG. What did you mean? Are you saying because you think is BG? Doug? Is that what you meant? I'm just curious. That comment kind of caught my eye. I'm like, what do you mean? Oh yeah. So when they asked about Kegan Kline, he said the entire release has allowed them to significantly invest or them to. I can't even read my own writing. The investigative leads. Wait, I can't read my writing. I wrote it down. I have no idea what I just wrote. I have left-handed. I have such sloppy writing. But basically, the Kegan Kline investigation basically led him to like tremendous amount. They learned a tremendous amount from that Anthony Schatz and Kegan Kline and stuff. But I noticed this time, every time he says that about like, what was the other one he said that too? Because he doesn't say about the DELPHI. So what if he's just talking about that they learned a lot about that case or like other like people doing horrible things? You know what I'm saying? He doesn't specify that it's about DELPHI. Did he learn a lot about DELPHI? Did it lead you to DELPHI, or did it just lead you to a lot of information about other cases? Because he didn't specify. Hold on. Man, I wish I would have took down the other thing where he said the same thing kind of, but he didn't say about DELPHI. So I don't know. Now that I'm listening back to it, it's more confusing. I don't think he really gave us that much, actually. Much rather have it than not. Learn. Okay, he doesn't buy. Oh, and then when he says he's closer every day. Well, duh, you would always be closer every day with a case, right? You know what I'm saying? So that was kind of silly. And then Bismo, you said I keep studying his body language. Doug's, what did you get from it? And then crocheting. What did he talk about race? What do you mean? Did I miss something? Did he say something about race? I know I'm asking all these questions and I'm not looking at how you guys are responding. Hold on a second. I want to see. Right. Hey, Becky. Hey, Zero. Hey, putting a feet of. All right. Oh, for Keegan's warrant? I had it. Are you talking about Keegan's like records and warrant, right? Or which one are you, if that's what you're talking about? That's my fault. I should have followed through on it. I had it, but the way they I requested like all the records for his case, and then the way that they do it though is so old school. I would have had to send my check in, like write a check. I should have just did it. So I write the check, and then after they get a check, then they send it to you like in hard copy. If that's even what you're talking about, I'm not sure. But by that time, I was like, man, by that time, it's, I don't know. I just didn't do it, but I could still do it. They're probably still waiting for me because I requested all of them. Like he had so many different, because he has like a huge long list of all these charges. So I was like, I want it all, like everything. And then I just figured by the time I got it, it would probably be out. But I guess I should have just did it, huh? I would have had it by now, probably. That was like right when this stuff first happened. I should have. I just hesitated. I don't know. I didn't have patience, I guess, because usually when you do it, it's like electronically and it's right away. I was like, are you kidding me? To send a check and then and then like they have to get the check before they even send it out. So I'm like, man, this could be like a month before I get it. You know how they work. These people are really slow sometimes when it comes to that. But okay. So did anybody answer the questions I was asking? Hey, Balladay dogs. Yes, he does. Carnation. So I'm going to play that quick little clip of the Keegan in jail. You guys probably already seen it, but maybe some of you haven't. I think it's from the HLN episode. I'm not even 100% that that's what it's from. Does anybody know that little Kegan Kline where they talk to him when he's in jail? Is that from HLN? I mean, I know the news is now releasing it, but I don't know where it originated from. Hold on one second. I just want to see if anybody answered when I put up some of the comments to specific people, if anybody answered. I guess nobody did. Okay. Well, you guys didn't answer. So hold on. Then I want to put up the rest of them that I starred. Oh yeah, Tamara. So this is another one I starred from earlier. It says, listen to authorities move the case out of the city building. There's a reason for that. What do you mean? What case? The Delphi case or Keegan Clay case, or what do you mean? Because I don't even know anything about that, huh? So I'll wait, see if you can answer that. And then I feel they were just working on rock solid case right now. I hope dive deeper. I hope that Doug Carter's not just like bluffing, saying like just talking about how he's or just getting, I don't even know if that would be the correct word for it, but just how he's so confident that they're gonna find him, that they're so close and that they're for sure gonna find him. Oh, like, okay, so then you said authorities move the case from the city building to a private secure one. Think about it. Oh, that's the one I just put up. Okay. So those are the ones I starred that I just was curious what you guys meant. Like, so Crochet, what did you mean by race? Did Doug say something about race? And then Tamara about moving it into a private, like, were you talking about the Delphi or the Keegan? Okay, so let me get the clip of Keegan real quick. I just want to see if any of you guys answered now. I'm so not patient. I'm so like, oh, it's not, you guys didn't answer yet. And then I give up real soon, and then I don't look at it, and then that's whenever all the answers come in. HLM. Okay, thanks, Cheryl. Thank you guys. Hey, Kathleen. Yeah, I don't think they have DNA. I've always been suspicious about the DNA, that either they don't have, that it's like the touch DNA or something, that it's or contamination, like, because all the people in the search, what if BG was there searching? Because they say a lot of the times, the killer will be there helping. So I don't know what the issue with the DNA. I just don't think whatever they have is gonna help them in the case. I don't know. I feel like if it did, they would have had him by now. Okay. The Delphi, thank you. Okay. Authorities moved the Delphi case from the city building, Delphi City Hall basement, to a separate secure building. Okay. Yeah, but what? So they have their own building just for this case? Is that? I mean, that's good, right? I mean, is that what are you thinking that means, though? I think that's a good thing, like, I don't know how that could be bad. Well, I know you're not saying it's bad, but what do you guys think of that? All right, let me bring up that video now. I think it's all right, we're just gonna have to test these out. I forget which one it's on. I have a bunch of these news clips. I forget which one they show that. Hold on one second, guys. I thought his picture was in the thumbnail, but it's not. So I'm gonna have to figure out. Hold on one second. Maybe it's this one. No, but we can watch these two. Are they? Because those could be interesting too, actually. Just gonna get them all up and ready. All right. Oh, that one's a good one. Here, I'm gonna play this while I'm looking for the other one. We're looking for the Keegan clip.
Today marks 5 years since the bodies of 2 Delphi teenage girls were found near the old Monon High Bridge.
And there's still high interest in this case. This is, of course, top of mind for the families every single day. The sister of Libby German tweeting this out: 1,825 days without you. We'll hear more from Kelsey German in just a moment. But now the biggest development. State Police Superintendent Carter tells WRTV that the killer of Libby German and Abby Williams, he says, will be identified while he is on the job. It is a top priority for him. A video and sketch have resulted in thousands of tips, but the case remains unsolved. And since the early days, the families have adopted that slogan that today is the day, hoping that the intense interest in this case would lead to an arrest. Superintendent Carter yet again says this remains a top priority. Now at 6, the sister using her heartbreak to provide hope around the country.
This Hershey Kiss into this iced coffee and make it coffee kiss.
These videos are comforting for Kelsey German. She doesn't want to forget her sister Libby's voice, her laugh, their time together.
Hear and see all of the awesome memories that we had together. I think it just brings back all of that, all of the things that you started to forget.
Kelsey has a collection of about 10,000 pictures with her sister. She releases them one at a time on her Twitter account. It's a personal effort to keep her sister's story front and center and remind the public that their help to find the person who killed Libby and her friend Abby in February 2017 is not over. What have you learned about yourself during this time?
I've learned strength and patience and kindness, and I've learned that I have a passion for helping people that are going through what I went through 5 years ago.
Kelsey is working on her psychology degree at Purdue University. Her goal, to help victims and their families deal with the trauma of violent crimes. How do we begin to help people heal? In Indianapolis, we had a record number of homicides. How do you start that conversation?
I think the most important thing is to stop telling people you're sorry. Like, we know you're sorry. We don't have an answer, but ask us for a story. Let us tell you about our person, whether it's their sister, whoever. We want to talk about them. We want to tell you who they were and who they could have been. Libby and Abby would have graduated from Delphi High School in 2021 and would have been freshmen in college. She doesn't get to be at my wedding or be at my college graduation. Every single day I think of what she could be doing, but she should be celebrating her life and moving on to much bigger things and changing the world like I know she would have been. And this morning, the call to action continues. A reward of $325,000 is still being offered in this case. Police request anyone with any information to send their tips via email. That email account, abbyandlibbytip@cacoshrf.com.
Now, Raphael, interest in this case we know has drawn people from all around the world. It's really incredible. But for the first time, we're hearing from a young man with a personal connection to the case.
So, Lauren, I had a chance to Zoom with Ricky Martinez here in Indiana. Here's a picture of Ricky with Libby German. He was also friends with Abby Williams. They attended school together. In response to their deaths, he decided to enroll at Vincennes University here in Indiana to study criminal justice. Why? The freshman wants to become a detective and help find the killer if the case is not solved by the time he graduates.
For me, I just want to see that person finally behind bars. The fact of not being able to see them or talk to them anymore really just breaks me every time. Every day, they're always crossing my mind, no matter what, every day. And for everyone in our community, it's always a hard time for us during this time. Yeah, it really is.
A special young man, Ricky wants to work for law enforcement either in Delphi or Lafayette when he graduates from Vincennes. And tonight, WRTV will re-air a special presentation of Nightline, the global resources of ABC News focused on this ongoing Delphi investigation. Their half-hour special will re-air tonight at 7:30. And of course, our detailed coverage of this developing story can be found anytime on our website, WRTV.com/Delphi. And again, tonight, WRTV will re-air that special presentation of Nightline. We hope you join.
Okay, so I found the little clip of Keegan here. Like I said, it's not long. It's just maybe I'll be able to find more. But it's the part where they ask him about Delphi real quick. So, but isn't that cool though? We got to see some videos of Libby. So that's why. Have you guys ever noticed that like you'll see like new pictures and mostly of Libby like that you haven't seen, and they'll just come out like, how haven't I seen those in like 5 years? It'll be like a new one or a couple new ones. That makes sense. It's like she's releasing them slowly, which is actually pretty smart to keep it like fresh and like keep people. I don't know what the correct word is, but I feel like it's a smart thing to do. Okay. So here is this.
I feel like I'm being harassed completely.
Did you have anything to do with the murders of Abby or Libby?
Not at all. And I've gave up my DNA, a hair follicle test. I've done everything they wanted me to.
In December, Delphi investigators announced that catfish account Anthony Schatz was active on Instagram and Snapchat in 2016 and 2017, and they asked for anyone who interacted with that profile to come forward. But more than a year ago, then 26-year-old Kegan Kline admitted to investigators that he was behind the fake profile and that he used it to ask young girls for nude pictures and videos. Tell me about Anthony Schatz. Why did you create that profile?
I don't really know. I was just lonely, you know what I mean? Just talking to people. I don't know why I did it really.
And were you ever trying to meet these girls in real life that you were talking to?
No, never.
Just 11 days after the murders of Abby and Libby, task force investigators served a search warrant on the home that Kegan shared with his dad. At the time, the FBI told the Lafayette Journal and Courier they found nothing to indicate a connection to the Delphi case. Kegan's electronics were confiscated then, but he wasn't arrested until 3 years later. He's now facing 30 counts of child pornography and child solicitation in Miami County, Indiana, unrelated to the Delphi murders. He says, though, that Indiana State Police told him Anthony Schatz had been communicating with Libby before her murder. So why do you think investigators are putting so much focus on you right now?
I have not a clue. I think it's because they said I was the last person to talk to her, is what they've told me.
And then she shows up at the bridge and they're abducted and later found dead.
Right.
And that was not you?
No, 100% not.
Keegan says he has no memory or knowledge of communicating with Libby, and investigators haven't confirmed if what he says is true. Do you think you're going to be charged with anything related to Abby and Libby's murder?
No, I don't.
So the state police haven't threatened that?
No.
So yeah, I mean, pretty interesting actually. I think it's the first time we actually heard from him about this. So cement shoes. That made me kind of like, like lonely. That's your excuse you're gonna say why you? I was just lonely. So go freaking meet somebody. Get on a dating website or something to meet somebody your own age. You know what I'm saying? There's other ways. It's just a poor excuse. But did you see that guy in the background? I wonder what he was thinking, that like the other inmate or whatever. It's almost like he was, I don't know if he was paying attention to what he was saying or not. But so I don't know. What do you guys think of what he said? We have his voice now though. It's just so hard though to compare it to what we have, because I feel like in order to get like to take away like some of the background noise or whatever they did, law enforcement, to clear up the audio, that they could have changed something of his voice, right? It only makes sense that that could have changed or it could have altered it. Um, but for some reason, I don't know. I'm thinking it's probably not him. If the cops know, you know what I'm saying? Like, if law enforcement is for sure really aware, then they probably would have already charged him, don't you think? So I'm thinking probably not, but is it somebody associated with that profile? I don't know, because freaking Doug Carter, how he answered it, he just said that they learned a lot. They learned a lot of stuff or a tremendous amount of information from the profile. And how did he word the other thing? Something about the investigative leads or something with that, but he never clarified that it was about Delphi. So I don't know what that means. I don't know if it's going to come out and it's going to be associated with that account, because I know there's a lot of people that think it's just some random person, that it wasn't like a planned thing. I don't know how I feel. What do you guys feel? Do you think it was just like a what do they call it? Like a crime of opportunity type thing? Or do you think it was like something planned, that they got those girls out there purposely? Or do you think it was just that guy was there, they were there, and it happened? Wait, let's see. How do we do this? I'm trying to think. Do a thumbs up if you think it was. Wait. Hold on. I'm trying to think. It would be the easiest. Thumbs up if you think it was just a crime of opportunity. It was just random. They were there. He was there. And a thumbs down if you think it was planned. Like they purposely went there. He got him there somehow, like catfished him there or whatever. So, I should have done a 1 or 2, but no, it's too late. Thumbs up if it's opportunity, thumbs down if it's catfish type helicopter out there, a catfish type thing. I'm just curious, because I don't know whatever before this Anthony shots. I don't know what most people thought, to be honest. Let's see. So thumbs up is the opportunity, thumbs down is catfish type thing. Okay. Huh, okay. So most people think, so far it looks like most of you guys are saying that you think somebody got him out there purposely. Okay. So you guys probably think there's probably maybe some association with the Anthony Shots profile, maybe. I don't know. I could see it being either or, to be honest. I mean, I could see. I just don't, if it is like a catfish type thing, I don't understand how they can't narrow down on this person then. Because the way technology is, and how you have hackers, you have people that could find out anything of the computer and figure this crap out. You have like programs that could do it. I don't understand if they made a connection to Abby or Libby, and it's somebody that did. Like, I don't understand how they can't figure that out. To me, I feel like they should be able to. After 5 years and the technology, I just feel like they should be able to narrow it down to who is the one, who are the people that had contact with him that day, and what was the contact? What did they say? Did anybody tell them to meet him there? Like, they really can't figure that. They can't find that information. Like, now that we see what they're capable of, like I always bring up the Valo case, because like they pinpointed, like, well, that was a GPS situation where they pinpointed Alex's GPS, like where he was in the yard, and it like matched where the bodies were and stuff. But I just feel like it's out there. I feel like the technology is out there. But why does some people have access to and some don't? Like the Watts didn't have crap. They couldn't do crap, but we know that it was possible to get that stuff off of NK's phone. I'm sorry. I know I'm talking about a bunch of different things, but I think that if it is that, they need to freaking get the technology or get the right programs to find out who the heck freaking talked to him that day. You know? Yeah. Because the way people could do, like the way that some of these people are with computers and stuff, I mean, they could hire somebody. There's so many smart people that could figure this out. But now the more time that they wait, the less that the more time that passes, the harder it's gonna be. If they would have got on it that day or that year, who were they freaking in contact with? They had her phone. Like, if that's what it was, who was it? I don't understand how you can't find that out. I just feel like, no, maybe I'm having too much faith in what you could do with technology, and that wasn't that long. I mean, 5 years ago, technology was still wasn't that old, like that long ago, where the phones were still. What's going on with Keegan's hair though? I don't know. Didn't it look weird to you? Like, almost like did somebody like rip out his like the front of his hair or something? Did you guys notice that? Like, it doesn't look like, when somebody goes bald, it doesn't look like a balding type thing. It looks like it's like somebody just like cut real short right there, or like somebody ripped out the hair or something. The way I don't know. Did it look normal to you guys? Do you want to watch it again real quick and see, or no? I'm not trying to make fun of him. I'm just curious what's the deal? Did he get like beat up, and maybe he got beat up in jail? Like, did somebody like rip his hair out? I guess it could be balding. Here, I'll play it. I'm gonna put it up real quick and let me know. Maybe it's just a balding type situation. I don't
I feel
know.
like I'm being harassed
Like, right.
completely.
Did you have anything
looks
to do
weird.
with the murders of Abby or Libby?
Not at all. And I've gave up my DNA, a hair follicle test. I've done everything they wanted me to.
In December, Delphi investigators announced that catfish account Anthony Schatz was active on Instagram and Snapchat in 2016 and 2017, and they asked for anyone who interacted with that profile to come forward. But more than a year ago, then 26-year-old Kegan Kline admitted to investigators that he was behind the fake profile and that he used it to ask young girls for nude pictures and videos. Tell me about Anthony Schatz. Why did you create that profile?
I don't really know. I was just lonely, you know what I mean? Just talking to people. I don't know why I did it, really.
And were you ever trying to meet these girls in real life that you were talking
No.
to?
No, never.
Just 11 days after the murders of Abby and Libby, task force investigators served a search warrant on the home that Kegan shared with his dad. At the time, the FBI told the Lafayette Journal and Courier they found nothing to indicate a connection to the Delphi case. Kegan's electronics were confiscated then, but he wasn't arrested until 3 years later. He's now facing 30 counts of child pornography and child solicitation in Miami County, Indiana, unrelated to the Delphi murders. He says, though, that Indiana State Police told him Anthony Schatz had been communicating with Libby before her murder. So why do you think investigators are putting so much focus on you right now?
I have not a clue. I think it's because they said I was the last person to talk to her, is what they've told me.
And then she shows up at the bridge and they're abducted and later found dead.
Right.
And that was not you?
No, 100% not.
Keegan says he has no memory or knowledge of communicating with Libby, and investigators haven't confirmed if what he says is true. Do you think you're going to be charged with anything related to Abby and Libby's murder?
No, I don't.
So the state police haven't threatened that?
No.
Okay, guys, you want to try to listen? I'm trying to think how I could do this. I have to put it in the editor real quick because the way my stupid. Or wait, I could share this. I was thinking of like comparing the audio, but maybe I'll just do a short clip, like edited clip. Why does it kind of sound like, even though I don't really think it's him because he doesn't look like him, he doesn't fit but I always thought there was two people. So maybe one voice and the BG wasn't the voice we heard. And maybe there's two. I don't know. But the voice isn't that off from what I'm remembering, even though I'm not really convinced that it's him. But what do you guys think? And yes, Hope Reigns. Yes, when he did the hair follicle test, how much hair? Isn't that funny? They could probably take from anywhere, right? But I wonder if they purposely like him make him look like silly, so they take it like right from the front, like instead of like the side, because when you're a freaking prisoner or whatever, I mean, you don't have no freedoms. You're just like, nope, we're taking it right from the freaking front of your head. But it might be because it does look like that. I don't know how much they need for hair follicle test, but don't they have to like cut? It doesn't have to be like so much length, and I don't even know how they do it. I don't think it's a ton, but if they would, if they did it like right at the front, I mean, maybe I don't know. Oh, that would be awesome if they made them do that, and that's what it was. They're like, nope, we're taking it right out of the front. Anyway, yeah, I mean, it could be balding, but it just looks odd. It doesn't even look like the natural, like the way that people bald. So, but it probably is. It could be a mixture. So they pulled them out by the root. Okay, but how much, Diana? Why did I feel like, doesn't it have to be like a certain length though? No, then if they pull it out, then they pull out the whole. Okay, because the hair follicle, but. I don't know why I was here. Just recently, I feel like I heard that it has to be like so long or something. I don't know if that's even true. I don't even know. Maybe I just dreamt about it or something. I don't know why I would dream about hair follicle test, but um, okay. So no, I mean I'm gonna be done. This video was just about that. So no, I'm not. I mean, once I'm done, I'm just chatting with we're just chatting, and then I'm gonna end the live. So. Why can't you find something else to talk about? Yeah, and I do. I talk about other cases, but this video we were just talking about this case. Anyway, a single strand cannot be tested. The amount of hair that needs to be collected must be approximately the thickness of a pencil. Okay. Thanks, Journey of Justice. 1/2 inch from the scalp. That's what okay, so only 1/2 inch. Okay, so that's not. Oh, thanks, Oliver. Make trace on the case. So maybe I'll do a quick little video. I think it'll be better if I just do a quick upload of comparing the voice, because the way I can't share the audio in a certain way on this because I don't know, something happened, but so you're just gonna be, it'd be kind of hard to try to do it without editing a video together, and like to try to do it right now and play like Down the Hill and then play this and together. So if I just edit one together for you, it'll be easier. Her phone call. Wait. It's Zav's live, not someone else's. Her. Gailey. Wait, Gail, is that the same Gailey or a different Gail? All right, guys. Well, no, here. I have a couple more from the family. I forgot that I was gonna play. Hold on one second. And then I'll probably get to go in. Just a couple like quick interviews. I'll probably just like fast forward it to where they interview the family. Hold on one second. Let's see.
In the house, so now she'd have had a stage to do it on.
Oh, wait.
This Valentine's Day 2022 remains as heartbreaking as 2017. The deaths of Libby German and Abby Williams in Delphi, as you know, remains unsolved. Over the past 5 years, this case has sparked national and international attention. The 5-year investigation has led to 3 major developments that police and the families were hoping would lead to an arrest that would crack this case. That includes this video of the man that Libby German recorded on her cell phone in February 2017 before her body and the body of her friend Abby Williams were found. There's also the sketch, which investigators expected would also help identify the killer. And then this past December, police asked the public if they had any contact with a man using a fake social media profile to lure young girls. Now, that man is in custody, but has not been named a suspect or a person of interest in this case. Now at 6:34, the mother focused on life, love, and her daughter's legacy.
Much is happening
on what was once an unsightly and unused field.
The fantastic part is we're still getting people calling saying, what can I do to help? You know, what can I do? I've got X amount, I can do this, I can do that.
The Abby Williams and Libby German Memorial Park in Delphi, with ball fields and an amphitheater, has blossomed into a place for playing and gatherings. Anna Williams likes it all, but finds comfort with the amphitheater.
The amphitheater, that was my one thing. I said that would be the coolest. Give these kids a place to play their music. I mean, she was constantly prancing around the house, so now she'd have had a stage to do it on. I don't know how she'd have done that much, but with being in college and all, but it's a beautiful place.
Her daughter Abby and her friend Libby liked the arts and athletics.
I think if the girls had been there physically with us, they'd have had a ball.
While Anna's energies are on the park, so is her endurance on coping with a police investigation, now in its 5th year.
We still have faith in you, and we just thank them a whole lot for what they're doing.
As for that park, the families are looking for ways to make sure that people enjoy it year-round. Anna says they've received some grants to support artistic performances in the future. We'll keep you posted on that.
And let's see, I think let's see what this one is.
Release.
I understand. I'd like to talk about these two sketches that were
this
released
one.
years apart by investigators. The images have caused quite a bit of speculation, also some confusion. Are there two suspects that you're looking for?
There are not. There are not. I saw some coverage tonight where I saw Becky Patty was interviewed back in 2019 when that was done, and she said tonight it was like a gut punch, and I felt that gut punch tonight because I would never ever intentionally cause that to happen. Again, this is very strategic, and I really believe, Marnie, that eventually we're going to take both of those sketches. Remember, a sketch is not a photograph, but we'll take both of those sketches and we'll put them together and then remove them, and the killer will be behind them.
So is the
there's
sketch
pieces
Sorry, go ahead.
No, go ahead, please.
I was just going to ask, is the sketch, how does the public receive this information? Is the sketch, the ultimate suspect, a combination of these two images put on this body that we're seeing on screen right now?
Yes, I believe that we'll be able to put the two of them together and drop the sketch, and that will be the person responsible for the death of Abby and Libby.
Do you anticipate releasing another sketch, perhaps a third sketch that is more of a cross between the two?
No, I have no intention of that happening. At least that's not what any of the detectives have brought to me or talked about.
DNA is critical to solving so many of these types of crimes. How important is it in a case like this?
Well, of course, it's very, very important. And technology associated, generally speaking, with complex homicide investigations continues to become better over time. And I think that will be the case with many of these unsolved crimes around the country as we continue to work through them and time goes by.
And is it an important component of this investigation?
It is.
Kegan Kline, he was brought up several times in our reporting tonight. He has not been named as a suspect. Has he been questioned in relation to this case, and why release that fake social media account? What was the purpose of that?
Yeah, again, a very dynamic situation and very strategic decision to do that. And what I can say about Kegan Kline is when that was released not long ago, significant tips have come in that have been very meaningful to us. So we're just beginning with the Anthony Schatz profile and what that might mean to the Delphi homicides.
What does the fake social media account have to do with your outreach to the public? What are you asking for from the public in terms of focusing on Kegan Kline, focusing on this Anthony Schatz, releasing that to the public? What is your message to people who may have crossed paths?
To let us know if they did. And we explained that pretty well when that was released, I thought. I felt that it was very well done, and we've received a tremendous amount of tips since then. So we'll follow up on every single one of those with anyone that's had any contact with Kegan Kline or Anthony Schatz.
Superintendent, the day that Abby and Libby's bodies were found, I know you were there. I know you chose to drive home the long way, as you say, to process what you had seen, and you didn't listen to any music. You just thought about this horrific crime. What motivates you today, 5 years later, to solve this case?
There are so many pieces to it that have had such a detrimental effect on so many people. And we owe the community, we owe the family, we owe the state and literally the nation an explanation as to what happened. That's any town America, Marnie. It's any town America. And the level of violence, it just gut-wrenching to me to think about what happened to those little girls and then ultimately what happened to the community. But I would like to say, even through all the criticism and all the things that we've been through associated with this, which I understand I'm not being critical of, so much good has come of this. That community in Carroll County and Delphi is wonderful. The people there, how they've responded to this, how they've come together in such a terrible, terrible, terrible dark time is something that I'll remember till my final day. I still spend time on that trail, and I still spend time in that small town. And I feel for the sheriff's office and the city PD there and the hundreds of people from the state police here in Indiana that have been involved in that. And I believe we'll come to a successful conclusion.
Superintendent, I know that you have spent countless hours working this case, as your colleagues have as well alongside you. You called this the totality of evil, and I pray tonight that you are in fact close to catching this killer for Abby and Libby, for their families, and for all those who have followed this case so closely. Thank you for your investigative work, and I appreciate you coming on and speaking with us live tonight. I know you don't do it very often. I wish you the best, and
it's been a pleasure.
I'd love to have you back when you catch this guy.
I'd love to come back. Thank you.
Superintendent Doug Carter.
Okay, man, he has been doing a lot of interviews lately for this 5-year anniversary. This is like 3. He did the other one, and then that other one we watched, and then this one. There's probably more. Was he on the HLN thing? So, I mean, there's 3 so far for sure. And I'm guessing there's probably even more that he did just in the matter of like this past week, you know? Crazy. Okay, so I think I have just one more video to play.
Family's vision to keep Abby and Libby's memory.
Today marks 5 years since the bodies of Abigail Williams and Liberty German were found in Delphi. News 18's Perry Apostolaco spoke to the victims' loved ones.
The families of Abby and Libby feel the emotions of the day their remains were discovered 5 years ago like it was yesterday, and they are anxiously awaiting closure, which has been hard to find in a 5-year-long case with no arrests made.
It's similar to having a sore, on your knee or your elbow. And that sore, after a few days, starts to scab over. And then next thing you know, you bump it, and then that scab comes off. And then it hurts again.
I met Eric Erskine at Riley Park in Delphi, where he used to watch his granddaughter, Abby Williams, play softball before she was murdered along with her friend, Libby German, 5 years ago. A day doesn't pass where he doesn't think of her.
Those memories and those emotions are still raw. Yeah, it's just like yesterday.
After 5 years with the killer still at large, he and Mike Patty, Libby's grandfather, are both anxious for closure.
I feel like I've been stolen from, like, we've had something taken away from us that should have never happened. Well, I'm frustrated that we're 5 years down the road and we don't have the person responsible behind bars. Somebody's walking a free man after committing a double murder. That's the fact, and he's still out there somewhere.
The family's vision to keep Abby and Libby's memory alive culminated in the opening of a memorial park in October. They are asking the same community that has uplifted them through this tragedy to continue giving any information to law enforcement, specifically concerning the fake Anthony_Shots social media account, which has caught the attention of investigators.
I need help from the village that's been so good and supportive to us, whether it's local here or the state, is please continue to do that. Eventually, all of us together collectively will get this guy.
Any tips can be sent to Abby and Libby Tip at cacoshrf.com or left by phone at 765-822-3535. Reporting in studio today, Perry Apostolakos, News 18.
Okay, guys, that's all I got for you today. Thanks for coming. A little spontaneous. I'm glad you guys pop in. Let me remove this, and then wait, I did start a couple things. Okay, I started a couple comments while this was playing. So Keegan's dad loves to go out on trails. Okay, that's interesting. I didn't know that. The way this case has been handled is so bizarre. I agree, it is. It's very different. It's crazy that it's been 5 years and we still have nobody in custody, even with all the evidence we have. And the town is tiny. I agree. I know. I don't understand how we do have, and supposedly they have DNA, they have the video, the audio, the small town, where it happened. Well, well, we don't know actually what else they have because they won't tell us, but I'm sure they have other stuff too. Who else confidence in Carter? Let's see. Is there a statute of limitation on withholding evidence? Isn't it 5 years in Indiana? I believe so. Really? Whoa, can you imagine if that's true and they had to release everything? I don't know. I didn't even think. Wow. Definitely interesting, and I guess we will see. All right, guys. Well, thank you, everybody. Definitely be seeing you this week some more. I got a couple lives planned. So I think we're going to do a rip from the headlines for sure sometime this week. I got a really interesting one in that. Oh my God, you guys, if it's, I'll have to remind me to do like a major trigger warning for that video. There's one of the cases that we're going to be talking about that's kind of something else. Oh, thanks, Lisa. Oh, no time for truth. I think they were saying not on the murder, but on withholding evidence is what they were saying. Oh, you're saying though on withholding evidence with a murder, there's no statute. I know there's no on murder, but they were saying since they're withholding evidence, but I don't know. Does that apply to stuff like that? I'm not sure. Hey, Island Girl. Mayflower. All right, guys. Thank you for stopping out, and we'll see ya. Oh, I see. No statute on limit on murder or evidence. Okay, thanks, James. Oh, Heavenly, you made it. So wait, this is Gailey. I was it confuses me when I see a different picture and a name, even though it is Gailey, but I've never, it's usually more than Gailey. So that's my Gail. All right. I wasn't sure the first one. Was that you, Gail? Hey, Casey. All right, Kubi, Connor. I want to do a giveaway next live for like everybody, since I'm gonna do a couple more members giveaways, but I want to do one just for like subscribers. I should, because it doesn't cost anything. Anybody, it doesn't cost anything to subscribe. So yeah, that will be the rule. You have to subscribe, and I'll do one next live. I gotta think. I mean, would you guys be interested in well, no, let me just think of what I want to do for the giveaway. But I do want to do one for sure. And then maybe I'll do a members one too. All right. Because I want to use the new they have a new giveaway. Remember, I've been talking about it. The StreamYards has a giveaway thing that they have where you type in hopefully it works. I give a word, and then if you want to be entered, you type the word in, and then then you pick the winner. So I want to try it out. It'll be fun. So, all right, guys, we'll see ya maybe tomorrow or the next. And Katie, do you mean BG? Or I've tried, I have tried it. If you're talking about like the Kegan Kline, I have done a couple of videos where, I mean, possibly like the whole thing where it looks like that he was lying about that day where he was. I kind of pointed that out from his Facebook post. That was kind of fishy, because why pick that specific day where you are well aware of what that day was, especially because considering the fact you were talking to Libby on that profile. I mean, he doesn't deny that. It's such a small town. Everybody's aware of that. That's from right there, so for him to pick that day to say that he was somewhere else where he wasn't, like to have, like almost to give himself an alibi, that was kind of suspicious. Yeah, thank you, Lisa. Thank you. Aw. So what else was there? There was I feel like a few other kind of weird things that I found out, but I'll try. And then his dad, because the warrant was for wasn't the warrant for him and his dad because they lived together. But I don't think, I mean, they haven't charged his dad. I mean, wonder what his dad's doing. They haven't charged him with anything. Are they questioning him about it? I mean, I don't know. But I'll see. I just feel like I don't know why after so long I just felt like, oh, maybe it's not connected. But I think I'm going that route because nothing's happened. Like the law enforcement hasn't done anything. They have them and nothing's happened. But maybe I shouldn't let that influence me. But I don't know. Hey Susan, yay, you're new here. Oh, Siri. They thought I said Siri. Not you, Siri. Welcome. All right. The latest details. Yeah, because he has other charges. And he just talked to Libby. That was supposedly the last person I talked to Libby. I don't know. But he was talking to her through that Anthony Schatz profile. So but hopefully, did they get information? Did Kegan Kline meet anybody in person through that profile? And if not, then that's it probably isn't him because if he's not, but maybe Libby and Abby was the first he actually did meet because eventually what they do, they need more. You know what I'm saying? So maybe that was the time where he increased his what do you call it? Whatever he does. So I don't know. All right, but I'm gonna go, guys. Yeah, Lady Grace. I put up a couple of your comments, I thought. Yeah, we're friendly to everybody. The thing is sometimes, I mean, at least as far as me, I don't see everybody and I try, but like I wouldn't be able to. I would love to sit here and say hi to every single name, but I've got so much criticism. The little bit I do say hi to people, when people go back and watch it, they're like, oh my God, we don't want to see you just saying hi to everybody. It's not going to stop me. I am going to say hi to people, but I can't sit here and just like go and say hi to every single person as much as I would want to. But I try to get as much as possible. So, and I don't think a lot. Well, no, we got Tennessee Scout. Yeah, we do have some mods here. Usually the mods are pretty good at welcoming people, but sometimes they might miss somebody. All right, I'm gonna go, guys. Love ya. See ya this week, maybe tomorrow or Thursday. For sure, probably by Thursday. But all right, bye, guys.